Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. Esther Kendi now joins me in the second part of this show. And before we took the break, I was talking about the inclusion strategies, and probably we are talking about how can organizations ensure that digital communication is inclusive. And I had mentioned some things that they need to consider, and I had talked about accessibility audits involving users with disabilities in the design process and providing multiple ways to communicate. So this means, let's say, if a company or an institution comes up with a new product that maybe concerns people with disabilities, whatever type of disability, and probably we can talk about uh, visual impairment or the hearing impairment. So let's say a company or an institution decides that we need to come up with an app or a website that can help our staff to communicate better. So they need to involve them. Let's say if they are designing an app or a website for the deaf, let the deaf be involved. If it concerns the blind people, let them also be involved. They need to share the idea and tell them, this is what we have designed, and our aim is to do this and this. This is good. This is how this app or website is going to help you. So we need you to give us your views, your thoughts about it. Then when it comes to providing multiple ways of communication, you can also talk about that. And then another thing is training staff on disability awareness and inclusive practices. This is very important because you find that, let's say, in those inclusive organizations or institutions, you find that some of the staff do not understand how to interact with the people with disabilities. Of course, they need to be trained on that. They call it disability etiquette. There is a certain way that you need to interact with a person with disability. So that's what I mean. Then for the inclusive practices, they also need to be guided. This is how we do it, and this is what you should do, and this is not. This is what you shouldn't do. And as I said, this fosters a culture of collaboration and understanding. Tools like collaborative platforms and project management software allow for real-time collaboration, regardless of physical location. For instance, screen readers and text-to-speech software enable effective participation in online discussions. Moreover, the rise of remote work has been beneficial for many, and it allows individuals to work from environments where they feel more comfortable and supported. The points that I have just read are talking about the role of technology. And like I said, collaborative platforms and project management software, those ones allow for real-time collaboration. It doesn't, uh, no matter where you are, if you have those tools, you can interact, you can collaborate, you can communicate easily. Allow me to continue using Assistol as my example. Uh, let's say this deaf person is in Mombasa and he has gone maybe for medical, to seek medical advice, and the doctors there uh, don't understand sign language, or there is no interpretation in the hospital. So look at this person, they are very far, but using the Assistol app, they can get the interpretation services. Then let's use another example of the video conferencing tools like the Google Meet or Zoom. You can find that people in different locations can hold meetings and it becomes successful. Like for me, we have a singing group, and you find that sometimes we hold meetings using the Google Meet, because you can find that myself, I am in Nairobi, we have another person in Naivasha, another one in Nyandarua, another one in Kakamega, another one in Kericho, but using those tools, we can hold our meetings successful, we discuss what we need to discuss, and of course it becomes easier because we don't need to meet every time physically, because you can find that people have different things to do, and maybe it also minimizes on the cost of transport and all that. So as I said, talking about screen readers and text-to-speech software, uh, they enable effective participation in online discussions. So I don't want to repeat what I said, but an example with that singing group of mine, uh, most of us are people with visual impairment. So you find that we use our screen readers to make sure that we are able to access uh, the Google Meet or maybe the Zoom, and we make sure that we can attend that meeting. And if there is somewhere we don't understand, we ask each other. Uh, like I remember when we held our first meeting, there are some people who didn't know how to navigate through the Google Meet, and they had to ask. So we guide them. This is how you do, this is how you navigate, and you find the option of join. Then you wait for someone to let you in, and then they are able to attend the meeting. And of course, we have also talked about the rise of remote work, which has been beneficial for many, because it allows individuals to work from different environments, and in environments where they feel comfortable and supported. Then, talking about the future, of communication, I believe we'll see continued advancements, especially in artificial intelligence, that's AI, and machine learning. And of course, this will make technology even more intuitive and accessible. There's also potential for greater advocacy and awareness, and as the society becomes more attuned to the needs of individuals with disabilities, more inclusive practices will emerge. Um, of course, I think this is self-explanatory, but just to add, I can say that when we look at accessibility, uh, we are seeing advancements every now and then in different versions of those screen readers, those text to speech, and maybe apart from Assistive, there there may there may be another app or maybe another website that can help the deaf even more, and maybe there can be other apps which can help other types of disability to make sure that they communicate very well. But of course, communication generally affects people with visual impairment and the deaf mostly, because you find that the people with visual impairment and the deaf, they have their language. For us, we have braille, and for the deaf, they have sign language. But for us, of course, we can also depend on the text to speech because we can hear. So for communication to be made easier for us, uh, those languages need to be considered, and that's why we are always seeing advancements every now and then when it comes to versions of these apps, and maybe the websites being improved. And then when we talk about advocacy and awareness, we've talked about institutions training their staff, organization talking about inclusive practices, and of course, all these inclusive practices, as much as they can be trained every now and then, they are still emerging, and they as soon as these practices emerge, they need to be kept up to date so that they go with time. So I think with this discussion, you've learned one or two things, and I think we can call it a wrap for today. And just to have something to say as we close, I can say that it's clear that while challenges remain, the future holds promise for improved communication and collaboration in the digital age. So thank you to you, our audience, for tuning in, and let's continue to advocate for inclusivity in all aspects of life. Until next time, stay connected, and you can talk to us on our social media platforms if there's something that you need to ask about communication, about collaboration, especially in the digital age. If you happen to meet a person with disability, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to learn from them. If you find a deaf person You can learn sign language from them. If you meet a person with visual impairment, if they are using braille, show interest to learn. If they are using their phone, don't look at them and just stay there shocked. Ask, how do you use your phone? Uh, what do you do? And of course, they'll be willing to tell you how they use. Instead of you looking at them and you are just surprised, if you don't ask, you will not be able to know how this communication in the digital age has evolved, or how it is, especially for persons with disabilities. This has been Tech Today Show, hosted by me, Chris Mwololo. Just a reminder, this show is courtesy of Kenya Society for the Blind. My sign language interpreter has been Esther Kendi, and I can't forget to thank Tobias Omondi, who was with me in the first part of this show. Then, on behalf of the production team who made this uh, show possible, we wish you a nice time. Keep it Science TV and enjoy the rest of your viewing. Goodbye. We'll see you in the next episode.